So the first thing I'll have you do, just for our editor's sake, is say and spell your name and then give us the title.
Full name?
Yep.
Okay,
Well, however you want it to appear.
Ooh, so there's some creative licensure.
You want to spell your name?
There you go.
So my name is Zachary Eager, spelled Zachary, and last name Eagar. I think those Irish for a little phonetic spelling on that last name.
And what's your title?
I'm the principal of Hillcrest Elementary School in Alpine School District.
Wonderful. Okay.
Okay, and I'm going to begin.
Okay.
All right. How would you describe the clinical teacher preparation program?
In a word, amazing. It truly is.
So in your responses, we have to have a little bit of a context because we won't use Cindy's.
Oh, so she went there.
If I
Oh, so I would describe.
program in one word, it would be.
Okay.
Just so we have a little more context.
Can do.
Because I'm not going to be there, thank goodness. Huh?
Yep.
They're going to cut you out. Pay no attention to the woman behind the curtain.
I'm not here.
Exactly.
So if I had to describe the clinical preparation model at UVU, I would describe it as amazing. It has done a phenomenal job of preparing those that have taken part in the program. But what's more, it's infused an absolute energy in my school. There's something to be said about bringing new talent, new energy, new faces that are just entering the profession into a school very early on. They're receiving a quality experience, not only with their professors, but with their teachers on site. I couldn't be happier with being a pilot school for this program. It's fantastic.
Okay. Which characteristics of the clinical teacher preparation are most important to you as a school principal?
I would say the characteristics of the program are most important to me would be the fact that the candidates are with my faculty, my teachers, quite literally from day one. And they're able to build rapport with my staff and our students. They're able to belong. And there's something to be said about a sense of belonging. Because when you feel that you belong to a school, you are willing to give the time, the energy, the emotion that is needed to excel in the education profession. And we all know that this is an education of heart, of service. So the fact that they can have a leg up, you might say, in those qualities and characteristics, to me, is what's most valued. I would also say, and add to that though, I love having the university professorship partnership. We have on-site quality expert professors from UVU that they know the latest research, the latest information that can benefit our students. And so to hear that, I mean, we're able to glean as much as I hope we're able to give back. So those are a couple of reasons I just love having it at Hillcrest.
How does the clinical program impact the future teachers and their preparation?
I believe that the clinical model impacts the future of education very positively for the reason that they're able to see what education really entails from day one. There's so much with any profession really that you can't fully understand and wrap your mind around until you're in those trenches, wearing those shoes, understanding it. And this allows those students to gain that experience from day one. They'll be able to go in not only to internship experiences and the remainder of their schooling with greater confidence and understanding, but I think we're putting them on a path that better prepares them to teach our youth and our children meaningfully. We're shortening their learning curve, you might say. They're not spending years trying to figure out what it means to be an educator. They're figuring out from day one. And it is overwhelming at times just to see their faces. Sometimes their eyes get about this big when they realize, wow, this is what it means to be a teacher. But very quickly, they dive right in. Their heart is just as much into it as their studies, and they do a phenomenal job. So Utah, and I would add even the nation, are in good hands if more models like this could be a part of teachers that are in preparation to become full-time educators.
Agree. It's a good program.
Mm-hmm.
How does the clinical program impact current classroom teachers?
the clinical program impacts our current staff, our current faculty, in amazing, very positive ways. As I mentioned before, I think there's an energy, there's an enthusiasm that a new pre-service educator brings into the classroom. You know, I have amazing, dedicated faculty, and they're in this for the right reasons as well. But I will add that all of us veterans do well at times to have a boost in the arm, you might say, of optimism, of energy, of perspective, of reminders of why we picked this profession in the first place and the service that we're rendering our students. They come in eager to learn, anxious and excited to give back, and that becomes infectious. Pretty soon you can't help but be around individuals like that and desire to learn yourself and feel a little more eager, a little more willing to try something new. So if anything, what it's added to is it's increased the desire and the drive of my current faculty and staff to continue our lifelong learning.
How does the clinical program impact K through 6 students?
So my school, Hillcrest Elementary, is a kindergarten through 6th grade school, and it has a great impact on all students across all those grade levels. One factor is when the students are coming into the program, they need to have a variety of experiences, and so they see students and assist and instruct in grade levels across all grade levels. But more than that, they're able to be a part of our school structures in each grade level for intervention, for enrichment. When they're not fulfilling the needs of their clinical assignments, which we know they will have and do, we utilize them just as we would our instructional paraprofessionals that are on site. We use them for their fullest talent and potential they have to offer. So I would say there hasn't been a student, K6, that hasn't been touched positively by these students in some way, whether that is intervening and some intervention help and support, or even when necessity requires it, a hug or a high five, a fist bump, something to say, hey, how are you doing today? How are things going? Are you feeling okay? You can't have anything but positive outcomes when you have more individuals caring for more students.
In what ways does clinical preparation align with 21st century education?
21st century education and the learning of our students that would prepare them for the 21st century. That's become quite a buzzword in the education sector, and rightly so. We can't keep doing things the same way we did in past centuries and expect results and outcomes that will match the challenges of today. We've done an excellent job, I think, over more than a century of public school instruction of striving to help students learn the knowledge that they need. We've gotten better at it. We're learning how to measure knowledge gains better now than we ever have before. But the reality is we need to broaden our understanding of what it means to learn for the 21st century. Such learning should include the mastery and acquisition of certain skills and dispositions as well. We need to come to value those right alongside the knowledge that we have for so long asked students to learn along the way. So when we shift our perspective of what kind of learner and learning needs to take place for the 21st century, and you look through the lens of the clinical preparation model, there's a wonderful exact alignment. We're asking students presently in our classrooms to, in addition to knowledge gain, to learn skills such as collaboration, communication, critical thinking, and to explore their own creativity and passions. And to add to that, along the way of learning to master and gain access over dispositions like perseverance and the ability to persist when things don't go as we thought the first time, to keep trying, to have that grit. So when we add those together, our students that are in the clinical preparation model, they are exemplifying those characteristics. That's how they are currently learning. Now, if you imagine in a few years down the road, placing those teachers in front of students, that is how they will in turn teach their students. So it's neat to see a program that really prepares students in a way that we hope our own students that are in our schools, those 180 days, we want them to be taught that way too. We want it to be practical, hands-on. We want it to be contextual. And that's precisely the type of learning our clinical interns are receiving.
And that is all of them.
Hooray!
Hooray! See? It wasn't too painful, was it?
No, wasn't bad at all.
Anything else you wanted to say about the program that you didn't think we expressed?
I think the questions did a great job. I'm certainly an advocate for it.
It has been a great experience.
Yeah, it's been great.